So as you can see by the title, what I'm going to be doing today is reviewing the Dragonbone necklace. So pretty much this necklace looks like a severed penis that you wear around your neck, but it's 12 prayer bonus, which means it's best in slot. And it has a special effect. It works the same way it does in the catacomb, whereas a regular bone gives you 1 prayer, a big bone gives you 2 prayer, and a dragon bone gives you 3 prayer. But it doesn't stack with the catacomb, so you don't get like double. So I spent a little bit of time thinking about places where I could use this necklace. Now when this necklace was initially released, it had 6 prayer bonus, and they eventually buffed it to have 12 prayer bonus. Which is still a pretty big buff, but at the same time this necklace doesn't really have a lot of uses. So I put a little bit of thought into this. Where can I use this necklace and where is it best? So I'll be going over the ideas of places I thought of to use this, and it's okay, it's just not overpowered. And there's a pretty good reason why this necklace is only 1 mil when it's a 1 in 1k drop from Vorkath. So along with the places you can currently use this to make it sorta worth it, because it only costs 1 mil, at the end of the video I'll be going over ways they can buff this amulet even a little bit more to make it even more useful and make it go up in price. So now I'm going to go over the places I thought of to use this. And it's pretty much useless if you don't have a bone crusher. And a bone crusher might be a little bit harder for some people to get, so keep that in mind. You probably don't want to own this necklace if you're not able to get the bone crusher. So the first place I thought of to use this necklace is Nightmare Zone. So I pretty much was recording this live and I did test Nightmare Zone, and the problem with that is the bone crusher doesn't work in there. Now if the bone crusher did work in there, it would probably sustain your prayer at least for 20 minutes. And on top of basically doing Nightmare Zone for free, you'd be able to get a little bit of prayer XP as well. But I could understand why they would not allow the Bone Crusher in Nightmare Zone, because Nightmare Zone's already pretty overpowered, and if you're getting AFK prayer XP, that's even more overpowered. So now let's move on to the other places where this amulet's pretty useful. So keep in mind, I wanted to balance a pretty good offensive bonus with a really good prayer bonus. And if you want slightly more prayer bonus, you could swap the B ring out for Ring of the God's Eye, which gives 8 prayer bonus, which is pretty much worth the trade-off. I just don't have one. I wouldn't swap out the glove slot unless you don't have Barrow's gloves, because these give 12 strength bonus and 12 on all melee attacks, whereas the Holy Gloves give 3 prayer bonus. Unholy Boots, same exact thing as Holy Gloves, except for you're trading off 5 strength bonus and 2 attack bonus for 3 prayer bonus. And the reason why I'm using a trim prayer cape is it also works as a Holy Wrench, which increases your prayer time. Plus you could use a Hosted instead of a whip, which gives 3 prayer bonus and is only slightly worse than a whip. And last of all, you could use a Mitre over a Net's Helm. I chose to use a Net's Helm because it has a little bit of melee offense. It has 3 prayer bonus and 3 melee strength, whereas a Mitre has 5 prayer bonus. So you might want to use a Mitre, it's up to you. So I'm kind of just live testing it as I go along. One of the places I thought of to use Dragonbone necklace is Fire Giants, because they drop a big bone and they're also aggressive, so you can AFK for a while. But if you AFK too long, you might lose some scimitars, but you won't spend any money to do it. So realistically, everyone's going to be potted up, so I'm going to be using a combat pot. I brought prayer pots just in case this doesn't sustain my prayer. Also an ancient mace for spec, which raises prayer when you use it. It's kind of a crappy alternative to SGS if you can't afford one, but I'm going to try not to use it. I'm going to try to maintain my prayer by AFKing. So keep in mind, this is a passive, free way to get prayer XP as well, so I'll be tracking prayer XP per hour. So let's get started. So I'm going to legitimately AFK and walk away for a little while and see if this actually works. So here at Fire Giants, it only took about 10 minutes to lose aggro, and in that time, I was able to get 420 prayer XP, and I was also able to get about 4k XP in HP, melee, and defense. Overall, this probably is one of the best places you can use this, and it's still pretty underpowered, so I'm not too impressed. So the next place, I'm not going to use overhead prayers. I'm going to use an offensive prayer like Piety, and if I find this method can't sustain Piety, I'll use Superhuman Strength. So I'm going to swap out the Proselyte for Varek. So I'll be losing 5 prayer bonus, which is quite a lot, but hopefully this works good. So some of you may have guessed where I was going with this, but definitely DKs with a cannon is probably one of the better spots. So let's test this out. Kinda sucks, there's literally no free worlds here at DKs for your cannon, so you kinda have to crash or whatever you want to call it. It's not a huge deal though. Okay, so I'm going to try to use Piety and see if I can sustain the prayer. The funny thing is, this actually seems to be working pretty well. I'm almost maintaining prayer and I'm using Piety the whole time. So I'm not going to do this any longer. You get the point. It doesn't even sustain piety here. So pretty much I'm thinking the Dragonbone necklace is relatively useless. From DKs, we were able to get 3.6k prayer XP per hour, which is 324 XP in that time, which is almost nothing. So you're spending quite a bit on cannonballs and not getting a ton for your return. Mainly the range XP is the perk. So I know I didn't test this everywhere. I'm not going to go and test every place where I can use this. So I know there's probably other places where I can use this. One of those places is probably when you're chinning or you're using Ice Barrage on multi-targets with things that drop bones. But there are downsides to using this if you're using multi-barrage spells and multi-chinning spots. You won't be able to use your regular amulet, which is either the Anguish if you're ranging or the Occult if you're using magic, so it almost is not worth it. But here's where I'm going to get into some ideas to make this actually a better amulet. One of the first ideas I had is, what if you can attach this to your current best in slot item? 12 prayer bonus might be a little overpowered. Maybe you would lose that, and maybe you would just keep the effect, so you can use like an Anguish or whatever you want to use and still have the effect of this necklace. Another solution to make this actually better than what it is, 12 prayer bonus is the best in slot, but just as they did with the Amulet of the Damned, why not give it stats like a Glory so it's a little bit more functional? Another downside of using this amulet is you don't get the effect if you switch from another amulet to this within like 15 seconds. So it's not overpowered if you did end up switching it to Bury a Bone. And I don't think they should have put a cooldown time on it because it's already not overpowered as it is. Keep in mind, it's a 1 in 1k drop from Vorkath, which is crazy rare. That's probably the equivalent of getting a Dragon Warhammer. And another thing is when you bury a bone in the catacombs, it works just like this necklace, except for when you have this necklace, it doesn't stack. I feel like if it stacked and you got double the bonus, it would almost be worth using there. However, another way I think it could be buffed is just naturally give it double the bonus that it already has. So if you bury a normal bone, you should get 2 prayer. If you bury a big bone, you should get 4. And then if you bury a dragon bone, you should get 6. That seems a little bit overpowered, maybe. But at the same time, this item is extremely rare and hard to get. So it should be a very good item. So I think I'm going to keep this necklace due to its rarity. And I really think it should get buffed, and if it doesn't, it'll just be dead content, and when you get it, it'll just be a troll drop, and I don't think that's what Jagex intended. The Dragonbone necklace is best in slot, but you can get a stole, and it's pretty damn close. It's 10 prayer bonus for a stole, and only 12 prayer bonus for the Dragonbone necklace. Plus, when you use a stole, you get 2 magic attack and 2 magic defense bonus, which probably doesn't really mean much, but it's basically a free item. Also, the stole looks pretty cool. This thing looks like you're wearing a damn dick around your neck. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review of this new Dragonbone necklace. Just like the Ancient Wyvern shield, it's pretty underpowered, pretty underwhelming, and Jagex really needs to work on higher tier stuff, even though that's not what they want to do because they want to fill niches. Well, this item is way too rare and way too hard to get just to be a niche item. I know it is best in slot, but where are you going to actually use it? That's the question. So I almost left this out of the video, but ironically what I do when I edit a video is I'll AFK skill, currently 92 mining, hoping to get 99 soon. One of the things that I started doing is wearing prayer bonus, pretty good prayer bonus when I do skilling like fishing, mining, or wood cutting, because you get to use the dragon items, which is a harpoon, a dragon axe, and a dragon pickaxe, and you're allowed to use the spec every so often, which raises your mining level, fishing level, or wood cutting level. And what I like to do is I like to use Preserve Prayer to keep that going a little bit longer. So that's why it's nice to have prayer bonus when you're doing these skills. And this amulet is the top tier prayer bonus, so that is one use for this. Even though you do need 80 prayer, so you can't exactly be a skiller unless you're one of those skillers with a prayer cape or something like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, despite the fact the Dragonbone necklace is a little bit mundane. It doesn't really do much, but I'd like to see in the comments if you found a place where this is actually worth your while using. So as you may know, if you've been watching my videos, I've been giving away 1 mil at the end of each video. All I want to see is a comment, something really funny, or something interesting. And last of all, if anyone's looking for a chill clan chat to hang out in, check out Nocturnal RS. It's a social CC, and also we PVM. So hopefully eventually the CC gets big enough with high enough level players to where we can FFA various bosses like Bandos, Armadillo, even wild bosses. So if you really like this video, make sure you check out my future content. You're sure to see like a huge variety of different things. So hopefully I see you guys in the next one. Peace.